Elena woke up one morning feeling a sharp pain in her tooth. She touched her cheek gently and felt that it was a little swollen. The pain was strong, and Elena knew she needed to see a dentist, but her stomach started to growl. She thought, I cannot go to the dentist on an empty stomach. I need to eat something first. She got dressed slowly, brushed her hair, and decided to visit a small restaurant near her house. This restaurant was her favorite place. It was cozy, warm, and the people there were always kind. Elena loved sitting by the window and watching people walk by. When Elena arrived at the restaurant, she smiled at the waiter and took her usual seat by the window. She picked up the menu, but it was hard to concentrate. Her tooth hurt so much that she could not even think clearly. She thought, maybe I should eat something soft like soup or mashed potatoes. While she was looking at the menu, a man came into the restaurant. He looked friendly and confident. He sat at the table next to Elena. When he noticed her, he smiled and said, Good morning. Elena smiled back and replied, Good morning. The man had kind eyes and a calm, gentle voice. He looked at Elena carefully and asked, Are you okay? You look a little worried. Elena laughed a little and answered honestly, Well, my tooth hurts. I have to go to the dentist today. The man nodded with understanding. Oh, dentists are great. They will take good care of you, he said kindly. Elena shook her head and smiled nervously. I don't like dentists very much, she said. They make me nervous. I always feel scared when I visit them. The man laughed softly. His laugh made Elena feel a little better. I am sure not all dentists are scary, he said. Elena smiled again and replied, Maybe you are right. I just hope my dentist today is a nice one. They talked for a few more minutes. The man told her that he had moved to this town only a few months ago. He said he liked the food and the people here. Elena agreed. This restaurant is small, but it feels so cozy, she said. When Elena finished her breakfast, she felt a little more relaxed. She stood up and said, Well, I have to go now. It's time to face my fear. The man smiled warmly and said, Good luck, you'll be fine. Elena waved goodbye and left the restaurant. She felt a little less nervous than before. Talking to the friendly man had made her feel stronger. As she walked to the dentist's office, her heart started to beat faster again. She did not like the smell of dentist offices. It always smelled like strong cleaning liquids. When she reached the waiting room, she sat down and tried to calm herself. She picked up a magazine, but her hands were too shaky to hold it steady. Suddenly, the receptionist called out, Elena, you can come in now. Elena stood up slowly. She took a deep breath and walked into the dentist's room. She looked around. The dentist chair looked big and scary. The tools looked sharp and shiny. Elena sat down and waited nervously. Then the door opened and the dentist walked in. Elena looked up and froze. It was him. It was the man from the restaurant. Her eyes opened wide in surprise. Her cheeks turned red. She wanted to hide. She had just told this man how much she hated dentists. And now he was her dentist. The man, now wearing a white coat and a big smile, said, Hello again, Elena. Elena could only laugh nervously. Oh, wow, she said. What a small world. He smiled kindly and said, Yes, it really is. Don't worry, Elena. I promise I'll be gentle. Elena took another deep breath and smiled back. Maybe today would not be so bad after all. Even though she was scared, she felt a little better knowing her dentist was someone friendly. Maybe this visit would be easier than she thought. And so her unexpected adventure with her toothache had just begun. Elena sat nervously in the big dentist chair. Her hands were cold and her heart was beating fast. She looked around at all the shiny tools. They looked sharp and scary. She tried to relax, but it was hard. She could not believe that the man she met at the restaurant was now standing in front of her, wearing a white coat and a friendly smile. Dr. James, the dentist, picked up his tools carefully. He looked at Elena and said in a calm voice, Don't worry, Elena. I will be very gentle. Elena nodded slowly. She still felt embarrassed. She remembered how she had said at breakfast that she hated dentists. She hoped Dr. James did not feel bad about her words. He started by checking her teeth. His hands were careful and light. Elena was surprised. It did not hurt as much as she had imagined. Dr. James said, Your tooth is infected. That's why it hurts so much. But don't worry, I can fix it today. Elena tried to smile, but it was hard with all the tools in her mouth. Dr. James worked quietly and spoke in a soft voice, telling her what he was doing at every step. Now I will clean the area, he said. Now I will fix the tooth. Hearing his calm voice made Elena feel better. Step by step, her fear started to go away. While he worked, Elena's mind kept thinking about their funny meeting at the restaurant. She thought, Life is really full of surprises. I never imagined that a friendly man from breakfast would also be the person fixing my tooth. She wanted to laugh, but she stayed still. After some time, Dr. James finished fixing her tooth. He removed his gloves and smiled warmly. All done, he said. You did a great job, Elena. Elena sat up in the chair and touched her cheek. The pain was almost gone. She was so happy and relieved. Thank you so much, Dr. James, Elena said. You are a very good dentist and a very kind person, too. Dr. James laughed and replied, See, dentists are not so scary after all. Elena laughed too. She felt much lighter now. She thought about how scared she had been earlier. And now, here she was, smiling and talking to a dentist without fear. It was a big change for her. Before she left, Dr. James gave her a small gift bag. Inside there was toothpaste, a new toothbrush, and a small note. The note said, Keep smiling, Elena. You are braver than you think. Elena felt touched by his kindness. She smiled and said, Thank you again. I will take better care of my teeth now. I promise. As she walked out of the dentist's office, she felt like a different person. Her pain was gone, and her heart was full of happiness. She realized that facing her fear had made her stronger. She thought, maybe many things in life are not as scary as they seem. Maybe I just have to be brave and try. Outside, the sun was shining. Elena took a deep breath and smiled. She felt proud of herself. She had faced something she was truly afraid of. She had met a kind person who helped her, and she had learned a big lesson about courage. While walking back to her house, Elena promised herself something important. She promised that from now on, she would not let fear stop her. Whether it was speaking English, meeting new people, or going to the dentist, she would be brave. She would try. She would move forward, even if she felt nervous. Today was not just about fixing a tooth. It was about fixing her way of thinking. It was about seeing the good in unexpected moments. It was about learning that sometimes, when life gives you surprises, those surprises can be beautiful. Elena smiled again, feeling proud, brave, and ready for the next adventure. Elena walked slowly back to her house. The sun felt warm on her face. She felt like a heavy weight had been lifted from her shoulders. Just a few hours ago, she was scared and nervous. Now, she felt light, happy, and full of hope. She smiled to herself. Today, she had learned something very important, not just about dentists, but about life itself. When Elena got home, she made a cup of tea and sat by the window. She thought about everything that had happened. She remembered her fear when she first woke up with a toothache. She remembered feeling nervous at the restaurant, talking to the kind man. She remembered how scared she was at the dentist's office. But most of all, she remembered how good it felt when she faced her fear and found kindness and support instead of pain. Elena took out her notebook and opened a fresh page. She wrote at the top in big letters, "Lessons I learned today." She wanted to remember these feelings forever. She wrote slowly, "First, fear is often bigger in our minds than it is in real life. When I imagined going to the dentist, I thought it would be terrible. I thought it would be painful and scary. But when I actually went, it was not so bad. In fact, it was much better than I expected. Second, people are often kinder than we think. I was worried that Dr. James would remember my silly words at the restaurant and be upset. But he was kind. He was gentle. He understood that I was nervous, and he helped me feel safe. Sometimes strangers can surprise us with their kindness. Third, mistakes are not disasters. They are a part of learning and growing. At the restaurant, I laughed and shared my fear with a stranger. I thought it was silly, but it turned into something good. Even when we say the wrong thing or feel embarrassed, it does not have to be a bad thing. It can be funny. It can be a memory. It can be a lesson. As Elena wrote, she felt proud. She realized that the lessons she learned today could help her in other parts of her life too, especially in learning English. Just like facing the dentist, speaking English can be scary at first. You are afraid to make mistakes. You are afraid people will laugh at you. But if you are brave and try anyway, you will discover that people are kind. You will see that mistakes are normal. You will grow stronger each time you try. Elena thought about her English practice. She decided to use what she learned today in her language learning journey. She wrote another list. Speak even when you are scared. Laugh at your mistakes. Believe that people want to understand you. Keep going, even when it feels hard. Celebrate every small victory. These were not just lessons for today. These were lessons for life. Every time Elena would feel nervous in the future, she would remember today. She would remember how scared she was and how brave she became. She closed her notebook and smiled. She realized that fear and courage live side by side. You cannot have one without the other. Being brave doesn't mean you have no fear. It means you move forward, even when you are afraid. Elena took a deep breath and looked out the window. She saw people while walking, children laughing, and life moving forward. She felt ready to be a part of it all. She felt ready to speak, to make mistakes, to laugh, and to learn. Today, a simple toothache had turned into one of the most important days of her life. Today, she did not just fix a broken tooth, she fixed a broken fear. She learned that she was stronger than she thought. Elena whispered softly to herself, I am brave. I can face anything. I can learn. I can grow. And she knew, deep in her heart, that this was just the beginning of many beautiful adventures ahead. Today, you followed Elena's journey from fear to confidence. At the start of the story, Elena woke up with a terrible toothache. She was nervous about going to the dentist. She even shared her fear with a kind man at a small restaurant. She never imagined that the same man would later be her dentist, Dr. James. Life can be full of surprises. Even though she felt embarrassed at first, Elena learned something very important. She realized that fear often feels bigger than it really is. She found out that people can be much kinder than we expect. And most importantly, she saw that mistakes and nervous moments are not the end. They are simply steps on the path to success. When Elena faced her fear and visited the dentist, she grew stronger. She did not let her nervousness stop her. She kept going. She learned that being brave does not mean having no fear. It means moving forward even when you are afraid. This story teaches us a deep and powerful lesson for life and for learning English. Just like Elena, we all feel afraid sometimes. We worry about making mistakes. We fear that others will laugh at us. But the truth is, most people want to help. Most people understand. And every mistake is a beautiful chance to learn and grow. You can apply Elena's lessons in your own life. When you practice English, don't wait until you feel perfect. Start speaking today. Make mistakes. Laugh about them. Celebrate your small victories. Each word you speak, each mistake you make, will bring you closer to your dream. Congratulations! You have listened to the full story and practiced your English skills today. You should feel very proud of yourself. Your listening, understanding, and confidence have grown stronger. Keep going. You are doing amazing work. Now, let's make it a little more fun. Here's a small quiz. What helped Elena overcome her fear? A. She stayed silent and avoided the dentist. B. She faced her fear, spoke bravely, and kept going. Please comment your answer, A or B, below. I would love to see your answers. If you enjoyed this story and want more fun and easy English lessons, please subscribe to our channel. Your support gives us the energy to create even more free content for you. Also, if you would like to help us continue growing and creating better content, please consider donating. In the beginning, it is very hard to create high-quality lessons because we do everything for free to support your English learning journey. Your help will mean so much. Thank you so much for learning with us. Keep speaking, keep smiling, and see you in the next lesson.